You think this is Forrest Fenn related? Not really. Yeah, it's not really. Yeah, no. This is I got a bright light shining in my face, so when I put things up here, you'll see them good. This is the old composition book or whatever. Battle of Little Bighorn. General George Armstrong Custer was killed in the Battle of the Little Bighorn on June 25th, 1876. Ooh, big. That's an important number, 76. I graduated in 76. He was at the time of his death the greatest Indian fighter in the land. Well, Bill Cody took over after that. So, but what this is, it's property of Leland Gorman, my grandfather, but it's actually my great-grandfather's notebook because my grandfather was only 2 years old when this was filled out. And these are the my great-grandfather's memoirs and his poetry and things. It's from my great-grandfather. Yeah, he had this. I got 4 of these. You know, here's another one. Doesn't that look Eric Sloanish? Yeah. So I'll put it out closer. There's Duck Trap. Is that a duck trap? Can't be a beaver trap because beaver would eat right through that wood and get out of there, right? Oh man, that poor squirrel! He knocked that thing out, and that log come down and send that little squirrel to Never Never Land. And we got the North Star composition book. And all these they're all filled with my great-grandfather's notes, and I started going through and typing some of it. Man, it's hard to read his writing. Very hard to read his writing. My great-grandfather, he was born in 1876. Same time as, amazingly, yeah. Same year Little Bighorn, my great-grandfather was born. And so, here's this one's a Webster's student notebook. And the other thing I got here, turn this around, aim my light down, and show you. If Forrest is watching, he'll enjoy some of this stuff because I can get my thing off of there. There, now we'll turn the camera around instead of looking at the ceiling. And here's radio programs, and this is from it's around 1950. These are radio shows that were on in those days. Count of Monte Cristo, Detective Henry. John Steele, Traveler. Edwards News, Safety. Let's see. You can read. The Midnight Club. I bet that's all. Yeah, Scott News. Swing Shift. Swing Shift must be swing music or something. You know? After you're done with the music news, they bring in the musicians and whatever, I guess. Betty Crocker Lindelar. Is that her real name? Or is that another show? Double or Nothing. Breakbank. Bing Crosby and Rosemary Clooney. Clooney, that's George Clooney's mother there, Rosemary. Being a special, These are the different channels, I guess. So this is a near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, McKeesport. So, Weedo, these are the different stations, I guess. But they all got different names now, maybe. Double or Nothing. You see how this paper is, this is just shredded. So, you know, Thanksgiving turkey dinner, 2 1/4. The Iroquois Twirl. Wow. 400 miles of frontier fury. The Midnight Show, Wednesday. The Battle of Bozos, Company B. Breakthrough. Forrest probably seen all of these movies. It's probably down there. Any chance he got to see a movie. Oh, there's my connector. That's out of time there. That's the wrong time period. Let's see what's on here. Oh, this is so this is probably what the thing was. This Christmas parade. Thrills crowd, desperate despite rain and snow. You see how kids will all be lined up there. They didn't have phones and TV, and you know, they had radio. And what is the date on this? Oh, 1950. I was right. I thought it was about 1950. Yeah. Okay, there's the marching band. My mother was in the marching band. I think she played a horn in the marching band. She was she played the bass fiddle in the orchestra. And these guys, I don't know who they are. The National Mail. Those guys. See, I got these guys here too. The Ames Brothers. This is out of my mother's collection. She was a fan of the Ames Brothers. You know? Here's my grandfather. They called him Ted. His name was Leland, but he went by Ted because of this picture when he was a kid. Oh, not that picture, the other one. Where'd it go? I've got it here. It didn't go anywhere. I got his picture. Oh, okay. We'll get on to. Let's send all this somewhere here. But they used to get telegraphs. This is one. Okay, Secretary of War Defense. The Secretary of War desires we express this is my mother's uncle, his deep regret that your brother, Private First Class William R. Shady, was killed in action on 4 January in Belgium. Confirming letter follows. So this that's 1945. December 30th, 142. Or 1945 though, because it was the Battle of the Bulge. He got killed. 1945, yeah, January 30th. So, when he was, it was January, 4th of January. So it took him 30 days. 30 days before they let the family know, you know, or 26 days before they let the family know. I'm going to switch back to me for a second here. I'll hold some things up. So yeah, I've been going. I got a box of stuff here that's, you know, and there's the picture of Forrest when his dad sitting on the back of the car I guess tire issue. Well, here's my grandfather changing a tire, and that's a 40 something or 35 to 40 something car. Old cars, old cars. That's me. That's me and my family, my brothers and my sister. I'm gonna get another box to put. This box is falling apart, so I'm gonna get a new box. And here's a guy. Was a family friend of my mother's. This guy, Victor, in here. One time he had a big wad of money threw at my dad, and he knew he hung out with in Steubenville, West Virginia, with Dean Martin and Sammy Davis and all them guys. He was part of the gang there. He wasn't the actor class, but oh, what's that? There's some more pictures. Pictures are fun. Oh, this is my dad right under my finger, and his brothers. Only one still alive. His brother Nick. It's my dad, Bob. His brother Ron and his brother Vern. This is the three of them again. You know, probably about had to be. Oh, that looks like about 70, about 1980, I think, 75, 80. Cards. What do we got? Get to another one. Don't leave you hanging. This is my my great grandmother, Rosa. She her family came from Holland. They were Dutch, but her uncle came from. Did I show that? I know I showed that one. How did it get there? That's my yeah. That's my grand. I showed that one's in another frame here. I got two of that one, I guess. It's just weird. Okay. No. Did those. Did that one. That one. Grab some more. Okay, there's a bunch of pictures. Okay. That. Wow, what's that? That's I think my brother's wedding cake. My mother made the cake anyhow. There's my mother there. That's about 89. Because she wasn't. It's just before she passed away. Here's my my grandfather was some old goat. He died. They found him sitting in a wheelbarrow, dead from a heart attack. See, half the people left. Forrest is still watching. He's one of the three. Yeah, he likes this old time stuff. Editor, 69 years ago this July. Okay, it's a thing my great grandparents' 69th anniversary, I guess. Here's my grandfather standing there. Look at that old car back. Was that a Volkswagen? I think that's a Volkswagen. It almost looks like a Volkswagen. Must have been in the 50s. This is let me see. Let me get it right. Okay, it's my grandfather here by my finger, and the other one's my great grandfather, who was born in 1876. My grandfather was born at 30 years later, 1906. My grandfather, I look like my grandfather. So he wears a fedora. That's my grandfather, my dad, and my uncles. Yeah, I'm glad some people left, you know. I'm not here to make everybody happy. There'd be people complain too, you know. But here is my grandfather, and my great grandmother is right here on the and that's my dad and my uncles. One of them. Yeah, it's in Berkeley, or up in Washington probably. There's a couple pictures from that house. There's a good one of my grandfather on the beach. His head taking a nap. Here's my dad and uncle. That's in the 50s. My uncle's in. My dad hadn't joined the Navy yet, it looks like, and my uncle's in his Navy uniform. Okay. These are my uncles. I'm pretty sure, is it? Yep. Yeah, that's my Uncle Vern and Uncle Ron. Vern's the tall one. There's my Uncle Ron. He passed away 2 years ago or so. He was in Taiwan. No, he wasn't in Taiwan. He was in what's that country down there? Thailand. He was down there in Thailand. He had a Thai girlfriend. He was in a hospital. He had money in the bank and all. His girlfriend stole all his money. Boom. Hey, that worked out good, didn't it, Uncle Ron? Yep. There's my dad. Get my finger off his head. There's my grandfather. He looks like somebody in it from a movie. I can't. Oh! He looks like Larry in yeah, the guy Larry. What TV show was that? I can't remember. Whatever. These are my great grandparents, my dad's aunt. And am I in that picture? No. No, but my Uncle Ron is. These are my this is my dad right here. That's my dad. And my mother's right there next to him. This is my my dad's cousin over here. She's still around. And one of my cousins over here. Some of my dad's brothers and my cousins on my dad's side, they don't exist anymore. I'm not part of their universe. They're lovely people. Yeah, try and get a. You can't even call them and say, "Hey, how you doing?" No, because they joined a church that doesn't respect family unless you're part of their church. And that's really sucky. Edward Buckham. Edward Buckham, my one of my mother's boyfriend, I guess in high school. He was a sailor. That's how sailors dressed in the 50s, I guess. It's my grandfather again. And this is one of the last pictures of my mother in the white, and my grandfather there, my dad's dad. They both died in 1989, and it's my dad's stepmother, and here we go. This this is my grandfather. It says, "Religion is a snare and a racket." See the megaphone on the roof? It's a big JW van. Oh, man. I'm not part of any of the, you know. My dad, he got kicked out of schools several times for not doing the Pledge of Allegiance, and the religion didn't do well for him, you know. He's like, oh, screw it, you know, I'm getting in trouble for, it's getting me in trouble, so he steered away from it. My mother came from a Mormon family, and the Earl family, or the rest of her family's all total Mormons. But we were never made to go to church or anything. I kind of developed my own religion because of that. And I'm glad I did, because probably would have prevented me from getting so close to the treasure. But here's a family outing, camping, picnicking or something. My great-grandfather and grandfather and great-grandmother, and who else in there? Aunt, probably. My dad's aunt. It's my great-grandparents on either end, and my dad's aunt in the middle. And here I'm in this one. The white T-shirt in the middle bottom. Yeah, the kid that I'll point it. That's me. Yeah, you know. What was I? I was probably 6, 7. Yeah, it was a rough. That was in Mountain View, so that was before 1966. Before 1966. Yep. And this is going back a few years, because this is my grandparents right here. Let's get it closer. My grandparents here in the middle, and they're obviously a young couple in love with no children yet, so it's before 1930. And these are my great-grandparents. It's probably in the 40s. There they are there. He was a happy old guy. You know, big whoopee on the channel. My great-grandfather, he's all the time, he'd go, whoopee! Whoopee! Here's my grandfather. And some of his, having his dinner. I showed that, and the goat. Okay, what else we got? Rolodex? Old Rolodex? We ain't going through the old Rolodex. There's some more pictures, I think. Yep. What is that picture? Nope, that's a postcard. Postcard. Somebody went to Germany. Nope, that's San Simeon, California. Hearst Castle. Researcher certificate. My mother is into genealogy. That's why I got all these genealogy records. And I got all the condolence letters. Here's something. Damn it. It looks like a birthday card. Oh. When are you going to start looking a little bit older? And guess who it's from, huh? Who was it for? No envelope. Dang. I don't know if it was for my dad or my mother. Letters. I ain't going through letters. photographs. I'm looking for photographs. No more pictures here. Where are the pictures? Okay. Now, since all the people that aren't interested in this left, I'll start talking about the treasure, maybe. Yeah, I gotta go through all this and organize it and scan what I haven't got scanned. I've scanned most of it, but there's these old newspapers, and I want to get these all copied, you know, before I crumble totally. And I've got slides and movie reels that I need to transfer over to film or over to digital, you know. So, but there's this. Oh, these go in here. I've been in there. Have you been to Crystal Cave in Wisconsin? Some of my fans live there in Iowa, not far from there. Except Spring Valley. This is where my grandfather went to high school and all that. I've got his yearbook and see, I got old letters, and I just got letters and from, you know, back in the 70s. Oh yeah, he did have a half address. Yeah. My uncle. So I'm trying to see if a couple more pictures. There's some more pictures. No, that's the same one we've seen. That's, yep. That's my my great grandmother and my grandfather. And this is my my great grandfather's graduation picture, 1898. Yep. Spring Valley High School, probably. Looking to see if there's some more. Just trying to finger through some stuff here, see if there's any more. Oh, there's me, my sister and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's my dad. Oh, I'm the one here next to my dad, and my sister over here, and my cousins are in here too, and my brothers. I don't know. I already got those pictures. Oh, there's a whole pile of them. There. Fingers wrapped around them. There. So this was my my grandmother's sister, Mildred, and this guy was Joseph Heinrich Feeman, my dad's uncle. She married him. He was a German soldier in World War I, and he was living over here before World War II in Arkansas, and married my grandmother's sister. That's my dad. Here's my dad and his brother with his broken arm. My dad was telling me a story about it. And my uncle, he was in traction, I guess. He had a broken leg too, or something, I don't know. But he couldn't move and stuff. And he had some guests come to visit him in the hospital. And after the guests left, my dad said, you want me to cover you up? He was exposed. There's my mother. It's, she was probably 11, 12, 13 in there. There's an old picture of my mother from the 50s. I think she was. That's her senior picture, I think. This is it's on stick. My great grandparents and a brother of my grandfather's who didn't survive. He passed away when he was less than a year. My grandfather and my dad's stepmother. There's my great-grandparents. He was a happy old guy. He made his own wine. And there's my grandfather. He, you know, that's how you dress little guys like Custer and stuff, you know? Boy, everybody, a bunch of people went away. They don't like, oh, no, we don't care about Bill's memories and family. Nope. Yeah, I don't care about those people anyhow. You know, if they go away. Now, this one, I don't know if I can show this and get away with it. Where's the date on it? Because they say that's me. It's from like the 60s. Yeah, hey Jimmy. Good Jimmy. There's good Jimmy and there's bad Jimmys. Yeah, it's my dad and his brothers. It's my my grandparents. When they were in love and making babies. Yep. Well, I think that's before any of them came along. They divorced, and I don't know when they divorced. Probably if I looked at my genealogy records, I'd know. That's Dad, Teddy, Marguerite. Oh, there's my grandfather and his sister, Marguerite. And there's my dad's the tall one over here, the one here, and then my Uncle Vern, my Uncle Nick, and my Uncle Ron. This looks like don't ignore the elephant in the room. There's my grandfather and my dad and uncles at the zoo. Probably the San Francisco Zoo. We went there a lot. It's my dad and my grandfather and uncle. Here they are with that Jehovah's Witness mobile with the megaphone on the roof. That's got to be, oh, let's see. How old's my dad look there? Oh, that's got to be about 1937. That's kind of cars people drove around then. They had megaphone. What's that on the roof? It's a megaphone. My grandfather. He was classy looking. He was a barber, like my great-grandfather. There's my dad and uncle and my grandfather. My dad's got his arm around my grandfather there. In that old car there. I don't know what that was. Family out camping, having a picnic or whatever. Out in the woods up in Washington. Grandfather and my dad and uncles. This is my my grandfather and a girl named Catherine fishing up in Wisconsin. That's probably about 1910. And wow, it's on a postcard. So you could have your picture printed on a postcard and send them to your family. But they just put it on there. To remember this once. Pretty good one, huh? Dear Catherine. Oh, that's... So, yeah, that's Catherine, the girl there. So... this one here is my grandfather, and the rest are a bunch of cousins in Wisconsin, named Tousley. My Tousley cousins. I have a Tousley friend. One of my cousins from that family are on my Facebook. I think. I don't know. Some people just, oh, he likes Trump. The other can't be his friend. These are my, this is my great-grandparents' wedding picture. It's 1898. Oh, what are these? I don't know. Here's a postcard, but it says, this was mailed from North Carolina. Okay, this was from my mother's uncle. Oops, upside down. In the it was training for World War II, and he was a redhead. Is William Shady. And he always called he's, hello, redhead. So my mother and her uncle, they got along real good because they were both redheads, And all of them, hello, redhead. This one's got a, let's say, I'll read it for you. United States Army Air Corps. That's before force time. By at least 10 years. I think what I come up with on the treasure hunt lately, I don't know. What is that? Yeah. Okay, I got a whole file here, file box full of. It's mostly text records and stuff, and I got like this is a United States of America, to whom all these presents shall come greater, whereas there has been adopted in the grand office of the United States Register Chief Mitchell, South Dakota 30. This is something about my great-great-great-grandfather, who was a U.S. Marshal in South Dakota. It says Mitchell. That's where the Corn Palace is, and all that. Hogan. I have to spend some time reading this without you. Great. What one did it come out of? So, what did I come up with on a treasure? I come up with something neat the other day. I have to look at my memes I've made. What memes did I make in the last couple days? So we got, people didn't want to. People don't like the Fennatic Memoirs. Yeah. Oh no, we only want Forrest Fenn's memoirs. What did it say? Oh, I can't remember what I'm doing, what I'm looking for. What folder is it in? That one there. And I'll show you the memes I've made. Around. No, get off of there. Facebook Messenger and this don't really mix. While I'm streaming, this final clue he said would be the final clue he said would be where they found his car in the parking lot of the Denver Museum of Nature. You know, Doug Preston said that. Which car? Oh, that car. Where is that car? Yep. It's in Doug's garage, I believe. But the other thing, am I going to go the right direction for it? No. Oh, I made that one. That one. I give you title to the gold. The title comes when his will is read. At the end of his rainbow. At the end of his rainbow, when he's dead, he doesn't care. So here's the title now. I'm done with it. He's done having his fun with us, is what he's telling us. And the will is sealed until the person passes. It's a secret document. Until that person passes away, the will isn't read. So nobody knows what's in the will until he reaches the end of the rainbow. Yep. I bumped my thermostat, my temperature station. It's like being in a, you know, I only live in a 32-foot long thing. The first 6 feet of it is all, you know, an engine compartment, and my spaceship getting too crowded. Yeah, too much. Not enough room in here. So I give it, yeah, you know. Anybody comment on it? My wife is under her couch blanket, and she said she was cold and hungry, so I made her a pan of bean burritos. Oh, man. If she's cold, you better get under there, under the blanket with her. The other thing I was going to show some of these. Where's the nut? I want to open this, but I'm going to grab it. Ampax. Yeah, he has that chapter Screaming Eagle in Once Upon a While. I'll order something when I need something to. Oh, that'll work. I don't have a glove, so. Yeah, look at that Screaming Eagle. I can't. I gotta hold it with my other hand so I can see what I'm showing you. I can't see my screen. My hand's in my way. Oh, there he is. Yeah, see? Look. Oh, that's too bright. There. So, yeah, that's a Screaming Eagle. And look how thick that puppy is. You see, if you look at a 1887 Morgan, even in the plastic case, it's not that thick. But this is a 1887? Yeah, 1887 Morgan. Yeah, these Screaming Eagles were like $40. It's a 2-ounce Screaming Eagle. And then I got I got 5 of these others here. Let's see. Let's dump that out. Dump it out, and then I pick it up with... I find something to pick it up with, because I don't want to put my fingers on it. I don't want to use cloth either, because it might have... There. Oh, nope, that ain't going to work. There we go. We pick it up with this will pick it up nicely. Lens clean cloth. This one, let me get it right side up. Look at that. There we go. That's a Moby Dick. It's Moby Dick. Silver coin. And on the back, boy, these are shinier than that. The Eagle one was kind of a dull finish on it. These are shiny as shit. Oh, I tried to flip it over. There. There, you know. Privateer. Those are nice. I'll put it back in its case. Ooh, come in. I don't want to get my fingers on it. Like it make any difference, you know? These ones are really collectible like ones, so they usually you don't want to touch them. Some coins it's like, well, it's not a collectible, so oop, I got my finger on it. There we go. Come on out. Oh. They don't show up good through the plastic case. But the other thing I was looking at today was a comment. Oh shoot, did I thought I saved that. About I'll have to look it up again on Terry Scant. There we go. Come in my search word B-E-E-R-Y. Oh, that's because they spelled it wrong. B-E-R-R-Y. She spelled it Barry on Terry Scant. If you're watching, it's not Barry. It's Beery. B-E-E-R-Y, not B-E-R-R-Y. There's 2 E's, 1 R. Come out of there. I'll use one of these ones are cool. I just hold it like that. If I can twist. Oh, I touched it. I touched it. Look, I got my finger on it, so you know. That's a get it right angle. It's a prospector. Okay. Yeah, I didn't touch just the edges. It's a prospector coin. It is showing up okay through the plastic. We got the, it's got the back side. It's an Old West. Oh, it's upside down, I think. It's Old West town. We got a saloon. And where's that other one? Got another one of those. There it is. This one's the gunslinger. I got the gunslinger one. And there's the old, it's got the same old West thing on the back down. And I got the Morgan, 1887 Morgan, silver dollar. And it's perfect. It's like a $150 coin. I got it for 40. Oop. Yeah. So, and one thing that this Screaming Eagle here, I'm not fond of the backside. It's kind of plain. Put it back in its bag. And I got the Red Van coin. Yeah, number 785. And I got that's a 3-gram gold coin. $150. And see, it's the size of my fingernail. That's a $150 coin. And then one of my nice ones here. Gotta carry the Kundalini Paul Santisi energy coin. It's got sacred geometry on there, toroidal field on the other side. A rabbit hanging from my ceiling? No. No, those are my slippers. My feet were freezing. I said, why are my feet? And they were like wet inside. So I turned them inside out, and they're hanging on the ceiling over the top of my heater, getting thoroughly dried out. But this is the sacred geometry. Oh, this thing over here, that's my tail. I hang that on the back of my belt, you know. And when you go hiking in the woods and stuff, right? And some lion or something thinks, oh, I'm gonna go eat him, and he grabs a hold, bites onto that tail, and comes off, and you keep running. Yeah. So, yeah, I keep my Paul Santisi coin in. It's not a tarnishable metal, but it's a beautiful coin, and he has Paul Santisi energy coin, and you are a dreamer. I can't, my eyes aren't good enough to read it all. Where's my magnifying glass? I don't know. So, yeah, Paul Santisi, he's a real cool dude. And I learned about him same time as learned about the treasure. And I believe his stuff has helped me get as close as I am. And then these are real cool. These are 1 gram. That's 31 gram mercuries. See, they're little mercuries. Little mercury head. They're like a dime, but they're smaller than a dime. But they're 30 of them. They're worth at least weight-wise 50 cents a piece, but they cost you about $1 a piece if you went to buy them. If you wanted to buy them, they're about $1, so they're worth about $1 a piece. But the idea is, if the Federal Reserve is going to go down, they're in deep panic right now. I just heard reports today that the World Bank, that the Federal Reserve is in such disarray that they can't bail out the World Bank anymore, and it's going to go down. It's done. So That's why you got to have some gold, silver. Silver is, you know, because what are you gonna, you know, if you had a bunch of gold coins, and if gold goes up to like $10,000 an ounce, are you gonna be using that $10,000 coin to go buy your eggs? No, you're gonna use the 1 gram silver coins. You can go shopping with these. If you use these, you got to get change, because these, when the Federal Reserve crashes, the $15 silver ounce will probably go up to $1,000 an ounce. So you better get that treasure quick. Okay, now the other thing was, okay, this one part. Somebody asked in Forrest, if a movie was made about the thrill of the chase, which actor would you like to see portray you? Let's assume Pitt is unavailable. Robert Redford, perhaps? And Forrest answers, you are so funny, Pac-Man. It must have been, oh, they signed it, Pac-Man. Pac-Man. With that movie stuff talk, I am the last remaining member of my family, so who would watch such a film? I would. My wife would probably suggest that Justin Bieber play my character, but I would think Wallace Beery would be more appropriate. She spelled it Berry, and it's not Barry, it's Beery, B-E-E-R-Y. Beery. Robert Redford just, you know, I don't know, he's, you know, he plays a movie. He's from Colorado. Robert Redford's from Colorado. R. And Forrest Fenn's FF. I mean, his teacher would fill out the report card. Forrest Fenn, that's FF. FF. He didn't like F's. He already got 2 F's for a name. Forrest Fenn is 2 F words. So, you know, I look up, you know, Wallace Beery. Treasure Island. He's Long John Silver in Treasure Island, 1934. It's on YouTube. You can go watch it. It's pretty cool. So he said that he would want Wallace Beery to play him in the movie if there was a movie to be made, because Wallace Beery is Long John Silver, the pirate. Does anybody get it yet? And you see, that's a subtle way to mention the movie Treasure Island, just like Captain Kidd and Gardner's Island is a subtle way to mention what other pirate movies are there. Because, you know, in the one chapter about his father, he says his father was trying to find a substitute, and the phone was ringing at the end of the hallway. Well, a canyon is a hallway too, and I found the hand holding the bell for whom the bell tolls, and all, I mean, all his memoirs are out there in the forest. Stacking up my treasures here. These are. Hey, oh, those are my treasures. There's over a pound of silver there, and I got another 2 ounce silver coin that I put in a little. I went to the old Harvey Hotel in Winslow, Arizona, and I bought a little jewel box, and it's inside that little jewel box. It's just a little jewel box with a couple tiles on top. You know, it's a little silver color. I think it's stainless steel, so it won't rot. but there's a 2-ounce silver coin in there, and my plan was when I find the treasure to leave that where I find the treasure. Now, if the treasure's in his will and all that, then I'll be picking it up at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science after Doug drops it off up there. Forrest goes, he knows too much. He knows too much. But nobody believes him. So I'm good. Yeah. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Let me see. Dead man's chest. There we go. Oh, come on. How about lyrics? You know? Oh, Google, oh, you want that? Okay, well, we're going to show you there's a new thing out with the millennials. Yeah. 15 men on a dead man's chest. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Drinking the devil had done for the rest. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. The mate was fixed by the bosun's pike. The bosun brained with a marlin spike. Marlin spike. That's like a gaff hook, I guess. Yeah. And Cookie's throat was marked belike. It had been gripped by fingers 10. It had been gripped by fingers 10, and then there lay all good dead men, like break a day in a boozing ken. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. 15 men of the whole ship's list. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Dead men, dead and damned, and the rest gone whist. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. The skipper lay with his knob in gore, where the scullion's axe his cheek had shore, and the scullion he had stabbed ×4, and there they lay in the soggy skies. Okay, that didn't make sense to me. Drip down in, up on staring eyes, in murk sunset and foul sunrise. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. 15 men of them stiff and stark. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. 10 of the crew had the murder mark. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Had a cutlass swipe and a ounce of lead. Oh, a yawling hole and a bottered head. And the scuppers glut with a rotting red. And there they lay, damn my eyes, looking up at paradise. And souls bound just... Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. 15 men, good and true. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Every man Jack could has sailed with old Pew. Jack. Oh, he's in sleeping on the chair. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. There was a chest on gold with a ton of plate in the middle hold, and the cabin's riot of stuff untold, and they lay there that took the plum with this glare, their lips struck dumb, while we shared all by the rule of thumb. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. The rule of thumb. The rule of thumb. I have my thumb and a pulling the thumb from my eye, hit Philadelphia, the rule of thumb. Oh. Where was that? Yeah. Oh, there. I was way up there. I've got too much to go. Oh. Yo ho ho and a bottle of more was seen through the stern light screen. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Chartings undoubt where a woman had been. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum was a flimsy shift of a bunker cot with a dirk slit sheer through the bosom spot. Ooh. And the lace stiff dry in a purplish blot. Oh, was the wench or someone shundering maid that that dared the knife and took the blade. By God, she had stuff for a plunky jade. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. 15 men in a dead man's chest. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Drink and the devil had done the rest. Drink and the devil had done the rest. I know some of those. Yeah. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. He wrapped them all in a man's mains mansel tight. I think that's a mainsail rolled up. This mainsail tight, rolled up tight, with twice 10 turns of a hausher's bite, and we heaved him over and out of sight with yo heave ho and a fare you well, and a sudden plunge in the sullen skull, 10 fathoms deep on the road to hell. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. What was that noise? Oh, my speaker. My Bluetooth speaker. It's amazing. I had a Polaroid Bluetooth speaker. It worked great until the little USB jack broke off the micro, broke off the PC board, and then I had a Sony Bluetooth speaker. But the Sony Bluetooth speaker would always say, "Oh, my battery's low, so I'm going to turn the volume way down so it's lower than your phone goes, even." You know, and it's like, what a piece of shit. You know, just turn off if you're not going to work. Don't make me hear. You know. And I finally got ticked off of that Sony because it would do that all the time, and it would keep disconnecting from the phone, and I took it. It's between my RV and my storage trailer out there in the dirt. I don't know, unless Jack picked it up and dragged it off further now. But that's what I think of Sony Bluetooth speakers. Sony, don't play nanny with my ears. Screw you. Now your speaker's gone, and I'm using. I got my Polaroid that the little USB thing broke off. Micro USB broke off the board. And so I took the old USB cord and I whacked the head off it and stripped it down. I got the wires and I soldered the wires on right direct to the board. Tied it, I had the cord come to tie a knot on it, and so it doesn't pull out. And so it's soldered onto the board inside, and it was working great, except I couldn't find my screws to screw the back on the back. And so I found the plate, the screws, and I went to start screwing them on, and I guess and all of a sudden my sound went, what the hell happened? And that's great. Now I got to get another Bluetooth speaker or something because something's wrong. And I where's that? I took my, it's No, here. I took my little, there it is. And I inspected the PC board, you know, because it's just a little tiny thing, and you can't see that stuff. And I couldn't see anything, something wrong. And because the phone was still saying connected to speaker. So it's like, well, the circuits are good. I don't know. And then I was looking, because I had pulled the wires, you know, to take that old PC, you disconnect the wires that go to the speakers off it. And then I was looking at the speaker. Oh, damn it. The wires broke off. The one wire broke off of each speaker. And so I had to pull the speakers out and solder the wires back on the speakers and put it back together. And it works wonderful. Take any pics of that? Takes pics of what? That treasure? What treasure? What treasure? Tell him, J.A. Bill Gorman's the treasure. Forrest Fenn's the treasure. Y'all looking for the treasure? You know, it's the thrill of the chase. It's when the words. It means falling short of what's desirable. You're going to fall short of what you're looking for, the treasure, but you're going to have to settle with just the blaze, because the blaze, there, he says there's 10 billion blazes. There are 10 billion. I can find 10 billion formations out here, but I ain't going to count them all. But there's so much that his stories are on the canyon walls. It's all been pre-written. Just like someone that brought up the Rockwell. Oh, I didn't realize that it was copying Rockwell. No, because he's copying stuff that was done 10,000. It's not Rockwell. It's on the canyon wall. Rockwell copied the Clovis people. Technically, Rockwell was a copycat. He got his story at the canyon walls, just like Forrest did. I need a haircut. I need a haircut. And if I could see behind me, I'd go back there. But heck with it. I'll just be a wild man. So, yeah, Beery was Long John Silver. And in the other Long John Silver movie, the 1950s Treasure Island Long John Silver, he says, from his nose to toes, points the way to the treasure. In there, he's looking at a rock formation. Oh, but Gorman's dumb if he's looking at rock formation. He's dumb. You know what? The people, all those people that have been, they're all going to be eating crow. Because I probably already saw it, but I still go up, I keep looking and looking, and there's other stuff I come up with. I saw up there. And I'll show you where did I put it? I put it up on here. I grew up in a town called Fremont. Yeah, somebody came up with, talking about somebody gave my thing a like. The poem, the first stanza starts with as at the top, okay? And the last stanza starts with so. As above, so below. How spiritual is that? That's right out of the Book of Thoth and stuff. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth. It's old religion. It's old spirituality, really. Jimmy Dean is back. Yeah. I haven't bought any Jimmy Dean sausage in a long time, I have to admit. And I think I seen that other Jimmy, his other name. I think I seen it show up in my group page. I let people know that the Grim Reaper is patrolling my Facebook group, taking out the lurkers. You know, I'll go in there and say, well, you see, you've been in the group 6 months, and if I search for your name in the posts in the group, you haven't made a comment, haven't posted nothing, haven't offered any suggestions. You're so secretive. You're paranoid. I mean, I'm the closest one to the treasure, and I'm not that paranoid. I tell people all kinds of stuff I should never tell you. Because you can't. You're unable to do the math. The gypsies on the canyon wall. Let's see. Brown's home. Anybody only deserves 2.086 acres of federal land. Oh, how the hell did Brown get 3,500 acres of federal land? In a place that, according to what I found, is the Garden of Eden. So, this whole area is. Yeah, Forrest won't tell me. Right? Yeah, he's afraid to. Because I it's like my spiritual psychic abilities to penetrate all the correct answers and conclusions is pretty damn good. He can't understand how I know so much, I think. So the poem, as above and so below, and pretty much the top half of the poem gets you to the area where you need to search, and you'll find a whole lot of the stuff. But the first one put in is below the home of Brown. That's the gypsies. That's the art put in below the home of Brown. That art up on the canyon wall. The gypsies up there. You know, she's like that. And there's a girl next to her, 2 eyes and a nose, and she's like this. And you know, it's like the gypsies. And there's a gypsy wagon in Pagosa Springs, right on the highway in front of the Harmon Museum. But when he talks about following Lewis and Clark, find a substitute. For John C. Fremont was when he had this expedition where, you know, all the mules died, and they had to, you know, eat their mules, and they probably should have, wherever they had to eat the mules and stuff, they should have said, let's, you know, get some shelter going here. We got all this meat that's going to be frozen all winter, so we got plenty of food. We'll just camp here until the snow melts in the spring. Or with 15 feet, it probably didn't melt until June or July. Why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Whew. This is neat. This is one of the things my mother had for. She used it for genealogy records. Are in here, but this is a old binder, Westinghouse binder, from controls for shipboard. Some Navy electrician would, but what's in is just, you know, genealogy records and stuff. And I added a whole lot to what my mother collected. So, yeah, I have to find a video of the whole Dead Man's Chest song being sung. Jimmy, where did you say you live? He's a cripple. He's a cripple who lives in a creek. Hey, Jimmy, come on down sometime. What is that? My new lens works great. I put this on here. Put the lens cap. I put on. I drilled a hole in it. Put a piece of leather through it, so it's tied on there, and boop. Yep, knock on. So you know this leather. You know you can buy these things, but they're not long enough for you to. You know, so I made this one's long enough that I can extend it and still it doesn't fall off. 6 being a syllable key. Theory 6, yeah. That's another thing I was watching about the keystone. Keystone. It's a keystone. The keystone would be Moses. What's the key? Moses is the key. If you've been wise and found the blaze, look quickly down your quest to see. You're done. You found Moses. You're done. Get a picture of him. I got nobody else has a picture. Anybody else with a picture of Moses stole it from me. Forrest knows that. You're not going to cash in on what I already cashed in on. Forrest covets the chest, meaning it's his until he dies. After he's dead, then you can do what you want with it. Then you can have it. It doesn't matter, you know. We're here to entertain him. We're writing the final chapter of his life. It's the final ending of his life and stories. Those are dry by now. It does look like a rabbit. Yeah, hey, Jimmy, if you come down, bring something to put in my peace pipe. I can't get anything till next weekend. I get not this weekend, next weekend. I spent $600 on generator and tires this month, and that it killed me, you know, because I still got to pay car insurance, pay for my land, pay for what else they take. My phone. Phones aren't cheap anymore. And if I didn't pay by my phone, you wouldn't be watching me right now. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I can tell you exactly how to get here, Jimmy. Yeah, I don't know. I've got that Model A cowl out there, or the Model B, or whatever it is, and I gotta hold on to it because I'm gonna have the treasure, and that has to go with the treasure. That's why I was advised not to sell it. I think. Hey Bill, do you think Forrest artwork is bronze casting only, or does he paint as well? I don't know if he's done any paintings, but he done. Yeah, I doubt he doesn't. He's got all his fingers, so I don't think he's carving wood or anything. You know. When I was a kid in '72, so I was like 14. And we took a trip across the country in the family station wagon. And my dad had built a roof rack on the top of the station wagon. It was a 65 Impala wagon, and the roof rack was the whole length of the roof of the station wagon, and it stood up like 2 feet tall. And he was an electrician, so he had like, you know, like the Conestoga wagon has the ribs that go up like that. Well, you know, he came up and curved and were flat on the top, but he made, you know, with pipe, and he made them so they telescope up and you put a nail through, and so you could jack it up and make it 4 feet high in there. And we had like a tent on the roof, and 2 of us could sleep up in the roof of the state. You know, that's where I slept. I slept up there up in the car carrier. And I guess I was sleeping, kicked the nail out up where it was, Wisconsin, and I kicked the nail out, and the thing came down. And it was raining, and the water came in and just flooded. They're soaked in my sleeping bag. Brown is gravestone, but not a grave. Yeah, but no, Brown is David Jennings Brown. Brown is David Jennings Brown. There's another Brown, and he's a beaver. And I don't think I've seen that one before. My grandfather. Ooh. But yeah, David Jennings Brown died in 2009. He's not the one that 2 can keep a secret if one of them's dead. He's not that Brown. Or he's not that person. 2 people. That person is Leo Salazar, who showed for us where Moses received the 10 Commandments at the blaze. The blaze, halfway up the cliff, his plane crashed into the side of the cliff. Boom, fireball, blaze. And that description fits where Moses is. Moses he's not Moses actually, he's Thoth, the Atlantean. And because I know it's Thoth, because Thoth in the Emerald Tablets describes that scene at the horizons, to the east and west horizons, the gateway to the Great Plains. I stood there in my gold and purple robe, raised I my arms at the what gates? I can't remember the name of the gates, but the gates the gates were to the Great Plains. It was the gateway to the Great Plains. If you came up the Colorado River and all that and stuff, and you came over to Rocky Mountain, I'd say the other river name. Yeah, you figure it out. You know, if you figure out where the home of Brown is, then you can figure out what river it is. But it comes up there, and that's where they got off of the boat. They took their boat, their canoe, and their passengers, and they rode on a mammoth over the mountains to the river on the other side that took them to the Great Plains and the Atlantic. I think they crossed over to the Arkansas. They take the Rio Grande down to the Gulf of Mexico, or they take the Arkansas River out to the Great Plains and go hunting buffalo and mammoths. And back then they had mammoths. Some mammoths were only 5 feet tall. They're pygmy mammoths or something. You know, they were small elephants. The one place that I go camping, look, man, there's got to be a cave in here somewhere. And then I look on my Dead Man's Cave Gulch. And you look up Dead Man's Cave Gulch, And there's a story about gold. It's like, oh man, and there's so many ancient ruins all over it. From it's too hot. I'm cooking. It's 59 degrees, but I'm sitting close enough that I turn it off and I'll save some fuel. I guess I hear the wind going, but it's only a 6-mile-an-hour wind. That's not enough. If it was blowing 12 miles an hour or more, then I'd go out and turn my generator off. But I got my generator running, and I've been cleaning the house and doing my spring cleaning so I can be finished by summer. Because like here, I just use my dinette set here for my desk. I ain't got nobody else here, helping me or nothing. I cook my own meals. I don't do cereal. I cook breakfast. I cook dinner. I won't even lunch meat. I cook lunch meat. I don't trust it. Especially they're shipping chickens over to China and processing them there and sending them back to us. How stupid is that? I mean, if we go to war with China, we're going to starve to death because we won't have any food. Yeah, I thought it was 2010. Yeah, he's not the dead guy. Yeah, he's dead, yes, but he's not the guy that has the secret. He's just the guy that had the 3,500 acres when he only deserved 2.086 acres, like Forrest says. 11-year battle with multiple. Yeah. Forrest knew him. He had to have. Even guy filthy rich like him, can't be saved from, your money not going to save you from cancer a lot of the time. Look at Ruth. I think Ruth is already dead. She's in Hillary's freezer out in the back patio. Burgers, yeah. I have my cousins, and I haven't asked them if they're related to the any of them with a Brown name, But the other thing in the poem, as above, so below. You draw a line between the third and fourth stanza, that's your continental divide. Basically. So once you cross the middle of the poem, you cross the continental divide. The gateway, the east and west. All our pork are belong to them. Yeah, it's great. When I was where was that? That had to have been 2014. I was after my first year of searching. I went back to Oregon for that one winter, and just driving across Utah, Nevada, and to get to Oregon, it's like 1,000 miles of not a lot there, There's probably a lot if you go exploring a lot, but yeah, it's a long ways, and it's a lot of because I get like 6 miles to a gallon in this thing, and when gas is $3 a gallon, you figure that's 50 cents. 50 cents a mile or so, and so 1,200 miles on a Social Security budget, you can only travel like 400 miles a month on a budget, or you cut into your food and any fun. I like to be able to eat out a couple days a month, you know. But so that's why I figure here it takes me what, the propane bottle. Well, with temperatures like it is, the propane lasts about 4 days for a 30-pound bottle. Lasts like 4 days. That's like $15 every 4 days for propane. So yeah, probably a couple hundred a month for propane. But if I went down to Arizona, we took this thing down to Arizona for the winter, it would probably take me $800 in gas to cross the two states, you know, to get there, down to where everybody hangs out. And that's only for 2 weeks, and it's okay, I gotta head back. It ain't worth spending $1,600 to go down to Arizona. $1,600, I can heat this all winter. That's my logic there. That's why I stayed here this winter. They're talking about, this polar flip, that the poles are moving so fast and all that, and that when that thing happens and stuff, that the whole the crust can shift. Like all the ice on Greenland and on the South Pole wants to move to the equator. Talking about Greenland is going to come down and be on the equator, and Antarctica is going to be the equator on the other side, and the North Pole is going to be like near the Philippines and near the Bermuda Triangle and the Philippines, the South and North Pole or something. You know, it's like the middle of the Atlantic. And Colorado will end up on the equator. Really? It's going to turn tropical? Who knows? But when that stuff happens, and it makes the water in the ocean slosh up like 10,000 feet. 10,000 feet. It's going to fill the California Central Valley with water. You know, and if it sloshes one way, when it stops, it'll slosh back the other way. It's really nasty. So you want to be high in mountains. Why do you think Machu Picchu is at like 14,000 feet? It's to survive a polar flip and that stuff. They know disasters happen. And when that happens, the Earth's magnetic field drops down, and then the electrical. They think the Grand Canyon was formed by a big electrical charge going, just like etched it right across there. You know. It's pretty nasty. So even if you go underground, you might not survive, because you might be in the next Grand Canyon to be formed. Except if the Earth flips again, I doubt that it'll do the same kind of scarring so close to the other one. You know, the odds are it'll be somewhere else. If you're driving a Volkswagen Bug and you're going down the road, when you see a car identical to yours broken down on the side of the road, you can feel pretty safe that your car ain't going to break down, because the odds are there won't be two of those in a row. broken down. Go by the odds. Yeah, we're not doing religion, Bruce. And philosophy. You know, this isn't the philosophy. Yeah. Unless you have a Harley. You think Forrest was in Yosemite when the earthquake hit? Yosemite? Yosemite? You mean Yellowstone? I don't think Forrest has probably been to Yosemite, but I think you're talking about the earthquake at Lake. We went there my family. We went there in 1972. I remember going to Earthquake Lake in '72 when we went on a vacation. Went to my mother's sister's wedding at the Mormon temple in Salt Lake. But we couldn't go in because we weren't good enough. I guess now they allow anybody to go in there now. They quit that thing, according to my cousin. So I guess they have certain days that it'll bring a public tour in there. It's like, I found more sacred stuff out here in the forest. What do I got here? No, nothing there. There's another thing. I got some of these. There's another one. Oh well. See, can leave these. You know, if you leave marbles out there. It's kind of a Forrest Fenn thing. Marbles, you know. But I cleaned my shelf off. I went through and I cleaned everything under my desk out and swept this. There was so much under my desk that I just kind of bulldozed it out onto the floor here. and then picked through things. Yeah, I've already lost my screws, so I'm not going to lose my marbles. But so I picked through everything, and I was vacuuming, using my vacuum under here, and all of a sudden the vacuum stopped. Like, oh, what's up? Why'd the vacuum stop? And I thought, well, maybe I tripped a breaker on my generator, right? How could the vacuum tripped up? You know, it should run that vacuum just fine. But there's another switch, because there's a switch. The vacuum had a switch to turn on this fan, the suction fan, and then the second switch was to turn on the roller belt. And when I hit the roller belt, it's like, okay, yeah, the roller's still going, so I got electricity. So the motor on the vacuum burned up. So I had to use my broom and sweep it out instead, and so I've got most of it. I got 85% of it, and you know, I used to reach over here to grab my books, and now I got my books underneath under the desk. And guess what I got down there too? I'll show you under my desk. So I got my books down here. I got an inverter over there. And I got Yo-ho and a bottle of rum. How about this? I can't remember how long ago I bought it. But it's been here a long time. Yeah, and I got that propped open over there on that side. You see all the wires, but I got a bunch of. That's where my batteries are. Oh, get a light in there. Where'd my light go? See, I got all my batteries in there, and I got that propped open to so my batteries don't get too cold in there. Let some warm air in there, because those batteries work a lot better with warm air. And you see those jugs? They're full of rice. I have to rice. I think I had a lot more of them. I must have eaten, but I had 10 degrees, eh? I had 10 1-gallon bottles full of rice. Well, yeah, rice is, you know, when the banks close and stuff, and you can't get money, can't find food, it'll make your stomach happy to have something in it. So then get these. Pull it. This is. There's nothing in there. These I found separate, but they fit. A bullet. No. I got a good one here. This one's. That one will fire. No, it's for my Glock. But I got this. I figure I'm gonna leave this out there. You know, put 2 cents in it. You find my 2 cents. I wish I could read that. Is that a great bet? I found this where one place where I thought treasure might be, you know. But I got 2 of these, 2 good skeets I found over in the one area I searched. Well, it's not. It's a place I searched for ruins, and the treasure I'm pretty sure is very close to Moses. If it isn't close to Moses, then I'm going to start tracking. You know how he talks about or there's the tree stump? That's what I was looking for. The tree stump with the lumberjack with his foot up on the tree stump. And there is it. There. Oh, what happened? Should be there. There it is. The guy with the foot on the tree stump, right? I'm gonna have to have a shot. But there he is. You know who that is? John C. Fremont. Okay, the tree stumps. The tree stumps. Yeah, I was telling you about the expedition where John C. Fremont was trying to find a railroad route along the 38th parallel. So, yo ho ho. Oh. I like mixed drinks. I don't. Oh. Oh, that's one way to wake up. I like the light. What light? What light? Yes. Oh, go into the light. Oh, yeah. No, go to the light. The light. Yes. The shadows are dark. A lot of dark shadows in the chase. And that's the other thing. If you're it's like positive and negative. If you're extremely positive, you attract a lot more negative. So if you're very close to the treasure, people that are nowhere near it are going to attack you. And if you should wish to please my ghost when I have passed this veil, smile at a homely girl. Forgive a sinner and smile at a homely girl. I printed on that little rock that's the size of my thumb. It's pretty neat. I can print on rocks. I like that. Nobody's done that since Fred Flintstone, right? People have tombstones. I don't know what I got here. See, I got all these death certificates and birth certificates, my ancestors and all that here. What did I just drop? What came out of there? It was my grandfather and my dad, maybe, huh? On the beach. Put that with the rest of the pictures. It was in here. This is the cool one here. Yeah, that's me. My dad is holding me, and over here on this side, that's my great-grandfather, and the one on the other side is my grandfather. So that's Bill Gorman, Bob Gorman, Ted Gorman, and Rob Gorman. There's 4 generations of Gormans there. four generations. It'd be nice. My grandson, if my grandson, it'd be nice to be around when my grandson has a great grandson for me, and me and my son and grandson and great grandson, we can do that again. Repeat history. History repeats. That's why Forrest Fenn's stories are on the canyon walls. Now that rum feels okay, but I rarely drink, because they took my testosterone away, and if you got low testosterone, one beer, you're done. But they just did another test, and I see the doctor again in a week. I'm a hater if somebody calls me a vile name, total insult, and I tell them to go fuck themselves, then I'm an asshole. That's not how it works. No, I just defend myself from jerks like that disrespect me. People say, Forrest, you can die as long as you respect him. Don't disrespect him. I don't think I've ever done anything disrespectful. I disrespect Jimmy Fast, Toby, who promotes Jimmy Fast and praises him like he's some saint or something. I don't know. But that statue I showed you is John C. See if I did it. Ding, ding, ding. Nope. Oh, I shared it on there? Nope. Okay, yeah. But there's the other picture of John C. Fremont on Fremont Peak. See, with the foot up. And it's same as that in here. Yeah. See, he's got a survey. He's surveying for a railroad. to go through here. That's a good sized statue of John C. Fremont. And I went to I grew up in Fremont, so you know, when you go to school and you know the name of your town is so and so, they teach you the history where the name of your town came from. You know, so I knew about when I was a 12 years old Boy Scout. My town, we had a Pathfinder Days parade because John C. Fremont was known as the Pathfinder. And I was a Boy Scout, and I carried the American flag in the Pathfinder Day parade, celebrating John C. Fremont. Yeah. So, it's funny how, you know, it's kind of a karma thing. Yep. Yeah, that's where I grew up. We called it Freakmont. But I had my emerald tablet that this is the one that broke in half. You can see the crack going across it. It's just I glued it back together, and then I did the Dremel and did the edges and stuff. When I get paid, I'm gonna get some more Dremel bits and stuff so I can do it. No, it didn't crack from the heat of etching. It cracked because I was trying to use a hacksaw to cut it, and I cut it down like this far, and I had a little, you know, finger of plastic, and I went to snap it off. It snapped off fine, but then when I went to go cut again, when I snapped it, it made a little crack, and it was just like a little starter thing, and it went right on across there. So I glued it back together, but I can't. So this one here, I'm gonna take this one because I'm gonna make another one a lot better. Show you Togo. Togo's sleeping. I can't in a minute. Yeah, I gotta make these. This one, you know, after it had glue on the back and stuff, and it was ugly from the glue because I scraped the glue off, and then I sanded it, and then I polished it with some 1500. Where'd it go? I have some 1500 here. I had a piece of 1500. Oh well, 1500 sandpaper, and then I used polish, and you know how shiny that is. You know, you can see a reflection of my phone on that. It's so shiny. But I'm going to print the thoth on it before I leave it out, and I'm going to leave this underneath my blaze where it can be seen. And then each time I go by there, I'll know if somebody's been there or not, if it's still there. And I'm going to leave some other things around there so that I know if I come back there and they're gone, that somebody's been in my area. You know? So I'm going to leave that and that little tiny treasure box I had, wherever it went. Speaking of Togo, I don't know if Troy Barlow's watching. Troy Barlow has an African gray too. I think he has a female. Pretty sure Togo's male because he's 19 years old and ain't laid an egg yet. So they'll start laying eggs at 5 if they're female. But this is supposed to be dragon claw, but it's silver. Pigeons. Those are cheap grays. 1890 John C. Fremont stamp as well. Oh, yeah, I have some. I have some John C. Fremont stamps in these condolence letters. From when my mother died. Here, it's right. Oh, it's not Fremont. It's not Fremont. It's Cody. Buffalo Bill on there. It's a 15-cent Buffalo Bill stamp. So I got these, and yeah, it's just a letter from my, condolences from American Cancer Society. Yeah, yeah, we couldn't save her while she was alive, so here's a letter. And that's the thing. One thing they said about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, right? She had her. I'm going to turn this so I can go over there and fill my teacup. They say, oh yeah, she's alive. She's alive and well, right? No, she had 2 lobes of her lungs removed, and she's got pneumonia. No, she can't survive that. And doing chemo, having her immune system knocked down, got pneumonia. My dad had two lobes of his lungs removed, and you couldn't smoke within 100 feet of his house because he had this oxygen tank thing that was about waist high and making oxygen, storing oxygen, and he needed so much oxygen. And he didn't live long after they sent him home from the hospital. And it was the hospital's fault. Because they turned on his heart-lung machine. It was set in reverse when they turned it on. It blew his heart up like a balloon and sent filter stuff into, destroyed his lungs and massive pulmonary embolisms. Buffalo Bill, 15 cents. No, 1988. 89. Yeah, it was 89 when my mother died in 89, so it's 88, 89. Togo. Oh, yeah, Togo, huh? He's going to get cold, Leslie. Oh. Here's Togo. Hey, Togo. You scratch your head? You doing, Togo? You scratch your head? What you doing, buddy? Come on, scratch your head. You gonna bark? You do a kitty cat? Are you a kitty cat, Togo? You waving, huh? You can play with your mouse, huh? Bark. Call the dogs, Togo. Okay, yeah, see, he's real exciting. Aren't you, Togo? That's a cat toy. He loves it. You beat it up, Togo. Kill that mouse. You grab on it and swing on it and You do a kitty cat? Are you a kitty cat, Togo? Mostly, he'll do his talking. Damn, they're smart. If I leave the room, is when he'll or go outside. He'll talking and calling me and things. You know, it's a communication to them is partly keeping track of where are you, you know. Yeah, he's an African gray. Yeah, he's a Congo African gray. There's Tishmish and Congo. Tishmish, Congo African gray is solid black beak. Tishmish has some light colors on their beak. But I gotta turn on my heat here. This is how we turn on the heat. Let's stand that up straight. This heater's the bomb. No. It's the most efficient heat source. I have one of them buddy heaters, and it won't work at this altitude. This is the only thing that works at this altitude. And the RV's furnace, and I turn it down to its lowest setting. Oh. Hey, man cave. He's your friend. Yeah, so I've had Togo since he was 2 months old. And he was just his birthday, December 28th, 1999. So he's 19. How come it's so easy to remember his age? Whatever year it is. It's 19, so he's 19. He's Millennium Bird. Yeah, he'll probably end up with one of my grandkids. He could even outlive my son. I don't think so. No, by the time my son's as old as I am, they're gonna be able to keep us alive forever. They're already getting close. Just a few more years. I mean, they can already make you new parts and stuff. I always thought it'd be neat, like Star Trek. And I'm over 2 hours. I'm having too much fun, huh? Nobody else doing anything. Toby was gonna do his thing today. He's probably on now, but he doesn't cover the treasure hunt that much. I was covering the old family pictures and stuff. I've got a box full of slides and movies, and I don't have a movie projector, but I've already got all the old home movies that I transferred in '89. I transferred them to video from film, and he's over there talking. Hot doggo. He's over there talking under, so you can hardly hear him. Oh yeah. He's over there talking like girls talk to him, and he likes to use a girl's voice. On punctuation, we understand. Use punctuation. We understand. Yeah, he punctuation. No, he when he mentioned, you know, that Berry, Wallace Berry, it says on Terry Scant, but it's not Berry, it's Beery, Beery. Wallace Beery is Long John Silver on Treasure Island, 1934 movie Treasure Island. It's Wallace Beery. And that's the other thing. People talk about character and stuff, you know? If he's saying Wallace Beery would play, you know, I know Wallace Beery was in he'd done stuff on the Three Stooges too, and Brown. Yeah, that doesn't matter. I've got Brown is pretty much set in stone what Brown is. So all these, Brown, you know, when you find the Blaze, it's kind of hard to backtrack and accept anything else, because it just doesn't fit anymore. When you got the right answers, it doesn't fit. Forrest Fenn talked about confidence. Everybody else is, I don't know what it is. It could be this, it could be that, it could be that. No, I know what it is. I have given answers what it is, you know. Brown is David Jennings Brown. Died in 2013. Yeah. That's why he mentioned that anybody only deserved 2.086 acres. Because this guy had almost 1,800 times more than that. It's not New Mexico. It's in Colorado, New Mexico. I can't. I've already, you know, gone for not just a Homer Brown, up the no paddle up your creek, no place for the make, no place for the make, no paddle up your creek, because there's 10 waterfalls. And no place for the make, truck drivers drive right off it. And according to Red Ryder, that's no place for the meek. 6 bodies. 6 bodies they found. Yeah. The cry of the wolf echoed repeatedly through the canyon. It was a cry of death, and all living things which in earshot trembled. And so I don't have a question in my mind of what no place for the meek is. Zane Grey. No. Red Ryder. Red Ryder is not Zane. It's like, okay, let's start talking Walter Winchell. No, it's got nothing to do with my soul, you know? It's like, The Secret of Wolf Creek. To put in is like changing that one comment he had. Where did it go? The final clue Forrest put in would be where they found his car in the parking lot of the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. So in this book, when he says put in, he's saying that he put in his statement. A put in. Put your name in. He, who was it? Oh, it was Sasha was talking about Forrest. Forrest has a ledger of all of his artifacts, have a number tag on them, and he has a ledger of where each item goes. And if you're the fanatic, he'll put your name in there for the title to the gold. Boom. So, Forrest, put me in for the gold. Yeah, maybe Forrest, you know, maybe you could come up with a silver and a bronze prize for some of the people. But I'm pretty sure you'll be surprised when you open it, because it's in the Plymouth. You get the Plymouth too, I think. I'm pretty sure you get the title to the Plymouth and the gold, because I think the treasure's going to be. Oh, he made a comment about the. Yeah. Can I find it? I'll have to look it up on Terry Scant. This was a good one. But he made. There was a comment I saw yesterday while I was on Terry Scant, and it's like, oh, that clever devil. There. Okay. Radio program in Denver, Margie, Denver, 26 minutes. Santa Fe is 2,000 feet above Denver. So Santa Fe is more than a mile high. Santa Fe 7,000 feet? 7,600 here. So I'm only 600 feet higher than that. 7,650 here. He said something here. They have a great. Okay. Okay, there was another place he said that. Oh, maybe that is the one I'm thinking of. The comment. Okay. Somebody asked him. Okay, they're talking about his golden nuggets. He says, when I decided I was going to hide the chest, I went out looking for things, you know. I wanted. It had to be small because the chest is not really big. Yeah. And then Eads, I don't know who Eads. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. And then Forrest says, but you find gold nuggets at gun shows and arrowhead shows, and you know. And Eads says, as big as a chicken's egg. And Forrest replies, well, that's unusual. Yeah, sure. It's unusual to find them as big as a chicken's egg. And he says, you stole them out of some museum, didn't you? Well, and Forrest says, well, I would have to have. He would have had to have stolen them from his two big ones. He would have had to stolen them from a museum, but he probably bought them from. Okay. And then it says, and he says, are you a wanted man? Have you ever seen the gold nuggets up at the Natural History Museum of Denver? And Forrest says, oh yeah, they have a great collection of gold nuggets. They have a great collection of gold nuggets. like maybe his collection of gold nuggets. in the basement, in the vault. And when his will is read, and that promissory note comes out of his, he didn't put it in the promissory note, isn't in the treasure chest, it's in his will, and he's going to put in the name of the person that found the blaze. It'll be, William Gorman. I go by William Forrest. It's my real name. So, and then he could see his car being, or Doug said that his car would be parked at the Museum of Denver Museum of Nature and Science, because if I see Montana, I'm not even reading anything with Montana on it. There's nothing it's not up there. There's some stuff up, but the blaze is here. That's like having the treasure chest and throwing it away to run up there. No, I've already solved it. But he won't admit it. He can't admit it because, like I said, if this is such a contest, he's looking for that Indiana Jones guy who can go out there and find this archaeology and stuff. It's another Indiana Jones like him. That's why I got the hat. You got to play the part. That's why I changed my job title to Omnificent Guru. Why my I'm known as the Forest Fennatic. Boom, boom, boom. You got to play the part. If you're not playing the part, you ain't gonna win. The snakes, yeah, there are no snakes where the treasure. There are no rattlesnakes where the treasure is. There's I've seen some big old, what was it, a rat snake? Oh no, that rat snake was in Pueblo. But I've seen snakes when I was at the campground, and that was 9,500 feet or something, and I'd seen snakes in the grass cut across the road up there, but they're not rattlesnakes. The highest rattlesnake I saw was 8,300 feet, and they're not supposed to be that high, but there's obvious. I seen one. There was one under a rock going, and I got my cameras. See, I made this nuke full. So, oh no. Okay, so my walking stick with my 360 camera. It's the scepter of Anubis. So. These ancient people, they got Anubis with a scepter with the vortex on it. It looks like that lens. It's a vortex lens. And their spirit gets sucked away into the lens, right? They've seen me. That's how they ended up there. God of the dead. The beginning and the end of time meet at one instant. The beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega come together. When you go there and you find that you've already been there before. You see the eye, the pyramid and the eye on that side, and the the French tombstone on the other side. But I got an idea. I got an idea for February. I got a little surprise thing that I want to set up for February. That it'll just tickle Forrest. Yeah. So I got to get together. I can't do it alone. but I've got to talk to a few people and gonna get something together. I don't want Forrest to know, because we'll want to pull something off that'll just make him smile. You should do a live stream tomorrow where everyone joins with the intention of getting shithoused. I don't get. I don't care to get shit faced. When when I last seen Forrest at the Blue Corn after the Jamie raffle and all that, and the one thing he told me, he says, "You're gonna get drunk tonight." I forgot to bring my 6-pack, Forrest. Yeah, I think that might have been a hint that, hey, it's time for you to celebrate. That there's not going to be no confirmation till after he's done coveting that chest. And that ain't going to happen until he gets to the end of his rainbow. And this is like 2.5 hours, and that's way too much. I got to get off of here. I got another one. I got 2 of these. These supposed to have a 35-mile range. It's rechargeable and stuff. With a CB radio. But I've got 2 of these, and I have a base station one that cranks up. But so I bring both of them. I can't find my other one right now, but try and keep them charged. And I take them treasure hunting when I go up there, because you might not have a cell phone signal, and where I'm going, I'm at a spot where if I broke a leg or something, I might be able to see down the road, and I can key up the emergency channel when I see a cop drive by or something, Hopefully beam them, but I don't think cops listen to emergency CB anymore. Channel 9. I got 2. Where's my other one? I got 2 of these here somewhere. I got another one somewhere. I don't know what I did with it. The other one didn't etch as deep. But that's 2.5 hours. Way too long. So I'm going to sign off and watch some YouTube. Good night. Nice seeing you all. And remember, it's the thrill of the chase. It ain't the quarry that you seek. It ain't the quarry that you... Ooh, you're seeking the blaze. If you've been wise and found the blaze, look down, you're done. You're done. You're done. I'm done. I'm done. But the title doesn't come until he gets to the end of his rainbow. So, y'all think about what I said. It's true. I think it's pretty true. Yeah, it's out there. Yeah, the treasures are treasures. Treasures, bold. It's plural. Treasures are his memoirs. Are treasures. My trove for all to seek. Not my... the treasure's the prize. He mentions prize several times too. Prize, winner. looks like a contest. Have a good one. Think about it.